report for the Demons versus Imperial Guard game. As far as Demons go, Demons have just, for me at least, have been off the hook. I mean, I've never had a problem running a list of them. They've always performed really well. The weaknesses that you always hear about online, for me, don't seem all that bad. The random army list, I mean, as long as you build a balanced list and balance the two halves that you can bring in at the beginning, it really doesn't matter which half you get in. It just adds a little bit of chaotic fun to the list. I mean, obviously, as a tournament list, that might be a hindrance, but so far in our casual gameplay, it hasn't been a bad thing.
Yeah, I've seen, I mean, Demons is a tough army to face off against. The only thing I see with the problem with Demons is just Soul Grinder. I haven't really seen too much of Soul Grinder.
Yeah, he's pretty much my dedicated anti-tank, and he does pretty horrible.
Yeah, those Demon Princes, the Bloodthirster, the troop choices
the troop choices are
awesome.
Amazing.
The Flamers, the Screamers. First time we see Screamers this time, and they did really well.
They did really well.
I mean, it's just I think Demons is an awesome army. It's competitive. I think it's competitive.
They're a solid army choice,
and it looks like it's really fun to play with and against.
They are a lot of fun. It just adds that little bit of where are they going to deep strike, which units am I going to get in, and they're a lot of fun to play. IG in this battle,
I liked them a lot. I kind of made up an IG list in what 10.
About 5-10 minutes.
And I just threw things together just because of the units that we have available to us. And I liked it. Even though I don't know how to play IG a lot, and I'm not too familiar with the army, it's actually really easy. I mean, if you look through the book, it looks complicated, but it's actually a really easy, straightforward army.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gun line army. You set up your line and let people charge at you.
Exactly. The only thing I wish we kind of had was maybe another Lehman Russ and maybe some more troop models and stuff like that.
Another Hellhound would have probably done you a little good too.
And you did have to sacrifice a couple of things in order to get that other Lehman Russ, the other Hellhound, if you want, or some more troop choices. But IG, I think it's awesome, and I think they stood up pretty well against the Demons.
They're a solid army for an incredibly close combat army like the Demons. They did really well, especially around turn 3.
Yeah.
Turn 3 and turn 4, they made a real big push to try and even it out again. They just didn't quite have enough gas at that point to finish it. But no, they're really good. The Fortress of Redemption, I'm not sure if that helped or hindered you in this game.
There's a points where it kind of helped, but I think it hindered me more than it did anything. It didn't help me. That missile, the heavy bolters,
the Crackstorm missile, the heavy bolters. I mean, it added a little bit of extra shooting, but I think the extra 200 points could have gone into another veteran squad, maybe some Ratlings or something else, and those would have helped. I think just as much.
I agree. If I would have added, I like putting fortifications now that we have, some of them to use. If I had to add one up, maybe a Sky Shield just because of that 4+ invuln save, or maybe just an Aegis defense line.
I think an Aegis defense line, especially if we had the points. Well, if you had the points. If you ran an Aegis defense line, there were what, 75 points?
Yeah, and that's with the gun.
With a gun emplacement. Which would have opened up about 200 points that you could have spent on a commissar to make it a double 4-sword list.
Oh yeah.
And that would have, you could have added in almost 2 Aegis defense lines without sacrificing too much.
Yeah.
Which would have been a huge help. As far as tactics go, I think we both demonstrated fairly well what the tactics are for the armies. You sit there and let them come to you and just shoot the crap out of them as they get closer.
Right.
And Demons are all about how ballsy are you with the deep strike and how close you can get so you can get into combat on turn 2.
Right.
So, especially with the Flamers, you've got to be ballsy. But I think that's it, because work is calling. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week for our next battle report.